Hey everyone. Okay, so I got a little change of plans here. I ended up getting this side off, and basically you just got to get some tools, and I was able to turn this to get this loose without breaking it. So I thought, it does look pretty good. There was really no good way to cut this. This is pretty thick metal, I think. I don't even know what kind it is, but it's pretty thick. And I thought, maybe I at least got this pipe loose, not this part, but this top part. And it's still like connected with the metal, but I was able to turn it around and get it up there out of the way. So I could at least take the cover off. So this side is much dirtier. There's some pieces, it looks like the seals and everything too, actually. So you can see just so much more, like, so much more burnt stuff on this side. So these push rods too, I mean, that's the only thing is when people say they take the heads off and clean everything. That is something that might be good to do at some point with this vehicle, just because, it sat for a while. When I bought this vehicle, it only had, it's a 25-year-old vehicle with 63,000 miles on it. And it just sat for long periods of time, didn't get really a lot of highway use. I do not believe it did. So it really, I don't know how well they took care of it, but I think that's really the problem, is like it's got good compression and everything, but I'm sure there's just so much carbon buildup in there. And that's probably one of the problems. It's just very sluggish with that. So now this side was much cleaner. You can see definitely, and of course I cleaned the tops of the valves and everything. But it's still, when I pulled out these push rods, they're still full of carbon buildup that's hard to get off. So I can see why it's maybe worth taking everything apart, cleaning it up, even if you don't have blown head gasket or anything like that. It's probably still worth it down the line. But this was enough problems for me. I mean, this is just definitely a lot of work. And you know how I had problems with getting this back on with that valve spring? Ended up fixing, where is it? This valve spring here. Took off, just pounded off this top part, since I couldn't get it around the breaker booster. And the breaker booster, it's not that difficult, I don't think, to take off. I mean, it is. I shouldn't say it's not that difficult. It is kind of difficult, because you got to get in here at like a weird angle to begin with. I don't know if you can see up there, but you got these bolts here, and then it's connected up there with a cotter pin that you can just pull out. But that's the brake. So, but that's a pain. I mean, you just got to reach in there, and sure, you can do it, but they're long bolts and they're tighter than I thought in there. And oh, jeez, there's just parts and parts. And it's still, I mean, you have to take this whole thing. You don't have to take the master cylinder off here, but you got all this wiring around here, so you got to make sure that stuff's out of the way. This part, I don't know if I need to take this off or anything, but you gotta disconnect some lines here so you're not pulling on anything. And to move this forward, I'd have to rest it on something. You've got these brake lines that come around here, and these brake lines, yeah, you don't want these to bend on you. So anyway, I just decided, to do this with the tool. However, the spring compressor, and I was able to get in there, but it's still not perfect, I got in there, put a socket on the end, but it's still kind of hard to get in there. So that's So anyway, I see people that have these tools like this. So I just ended up making one. Went to Menards, just looked at what they had, and they had this rebar here. And the hole that they had already in place, I forgot what this is, like 8 inches or something by 8. And so I just had to, ended up kind of lining up alright, so I just had to cut a bigger hole to get it on there. And then I was able to press it down. And this is definitely some thick metal though, so it's a little hard. I had to take I just took a cut off wheel and cut off what was there, and then yeah, I mean it's definitely thick enough that you don't have to worry about anything bending or anything, but it is difficult. It took a while to cut. So, and then drilled out a hole there. So, but I got this perfect. So anyway, I was able to get the keepers back in that one, which I was having such troubles with. Now, the other problem is now I thought, okay, I can use this for this one, so I'm so glad I made this. This is definitely the way to go, I think. The spring valve compressor I still might be using on the ones that are easy to reach. I'm not sure how easy this is going to be. We will see. On the other ones, I've only done this one. And then I tried to do this one. Now you've got this throttle body cable in here that's kind of in the way, and then not just that though, you can push this out of the way, but the windshield wiper motor here is kind of in the way. So now there's something else in the way, which I think this is probably very easy to get off. I think there's just a couple bolts on there, but even that I'm not sure. I think there's some lines that run through there I have to disconnect, and I don't know. I mean, if it's even worth it. So I'm gonna dink around with that. And but man, this just like, it rubs kind of like on here, so it's hard to get a good grip on there. So did quite a bit today, but it still didn't do that much. Sunday night, gotta work tomorrow. And then like I said, on this side's gonna be quite the joy because of how dirty it is. So I have a feeling these will be a little bit more difficult to pop out of place and stuff, but we'll get it, I guess. And if it takes me all week to do, because I'm just doing this little by little, you know. Man, this isn't easy. I'll just tell you that. People want to say, oh, it's easy. I mean, and the thing is, like, I know kind of what I'm doing at this point, and it's still hard. So people that want to say they've done this more than once, it's just something you do not want to do more than once, that's for sure. But, so you gotta make sure you put the right ones on and the right seals. Alright, so I'm going on and on, but I think you get the picture of how to put this on. And I'll make another video, maybe at the end or whatever, or maybe an update if some things go smoothly or badly, or I find more issues and more problems that I have. Let me see if I can even get, here's the other problem. Can I even get out of here? See, this one might be an issue too. Look, I mean, I definitely can't use this tool in here. Can I use the spring in there? We will see. Well, I got this part on there. Take this end off here. Oh, God. Man, look at that. Look at this. I mean, how do people, you know, I mean, seriously, how do people do this? Like, if I really, look at this. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I mean, I can get in there, I think. You know, this is already at an angle. But I don't have much room to turn there. I mean, you definitely have to take that handle off. So, I don't know how people do this stuff. And make it sound like it's so easy. But even this back one I'm in. Well, this will definitely be pretty easy to do here. You can just take a ratchet on the end of that. But I don't know if would I have enough clearance to have that thing where I turn it. You know, even that, I don't think so. So, I mean, this is what people do. What are you gonna do? Alright. Well, see you next time.